Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. The sun is starting to set, starting to go down. How are you all doing tonight? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. I certainly am. I've had a very productive day today. I've had to order a bunch of stuff to replenish the house. Got some stuff from Costco and Target. Also did a stream earlier. If you missed that and you've been a part of my community for at least a few months or a little while and you know some of the backstory. Let me cut across this way because that same lady is out here playing with her dog today as the other day. If you know a little bit about the backstory, which is what I'm trying to say, sorry. Speaking too fast. Go back and check out that stream from earlier. It'll make a lot of sense. And even if you're new and you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on, with some creators on YouTube that are just full of it, they're liars. They create fake instigated drama. They purposefully do it because that's all the content they have. Because they lack self-belief. They don't believe in themselves. Most of these people don't even go on camera because they hate how they look. They seriously hate themselves. They're ashamed of themselves. And that's pretty freaking sad. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help people remove their own self-hate. Remove the shame they have on themselves and just be happy with who you are. If you're overweight, if you're unattractive, or whatever, either accept that, or if you can't accept that, do something about it. Get in better shape. Okay? If you've got acne issues, get that cleared up. Go see a dermatologist. Right? If you're doing things to your body, such as doing drugs or whatever, that's affecting your face, your skin, etc., stop doing that. And then your skin will return to normal. If you're unhappy about how you look, you have no one to blame besides yourself. Hey Tia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Good afternoon, Eli, says NC is Queen. You triggered Tiffany quite a bit by calling her out about her filters. Well, it's true. She went on to TikTok to use the free filters they have there. And like, listen, I'm not here to shame Tiffany on her looks. You see, here's the funny part. Because we're going to talk about Dennis Jerome Jr. today, the amazing hustler. He reached out to me, and it was actually pretty good. So you're going to want to hear this because there's some good stuff coming sooner than you think. And Dennis, if you're around and you want to chat, you're not blocked here. But you don't have your mod wrench for now until you clarify that Christina no longer has access to your YouTube channel and that particular account. Hi, NCS Queen, says Tia. TJM. Hello, Eli. Welcome. How's it going? So, yeah, we've got some good stuff to talk about. Dennis Jerome Jr., he actually sent me an email earlier today in regards to the Christina situation. We'll get to that in a bit. Nothing private that I can't share, so we're going to talk about it. And there's going to be some good stuff coming. I'll tell you that. Things are finally going to start to rock and roll around here, right? Give me a second. All right. So, yeah, no, going back to the TIFF thing, yeah, that was completely a filtered picture. If we walk, why not with a purpose? That's right. V7. That's Vin S, huh? Hey, Vin S, how you doing? V7. Welcome to the show, brother. Great to see you here. Episode number 762, I believe, of Walking with Purpose Live. So yeah, I mean, I'm not here to shame you for your looks, Tiff, but here's the thing. Why you're being just like Christina? Why are you pretending to be something you're not? If you're unhappy about how you currently look, how about do something to take care of yourself? Here's the thing. Do you understand why I'm not taking any advice from you, Tiff? It's because you're a hypocrite. I don't take advice from people that are hypocrites. See, I take care of myself, and so does Don. We're not perfect, but we don't do dumb things, and we don't let ourselves go to the point of where we're extremely out of shape. And for our age, her and I both look good. We look decent. Now, have we had our moments? Sure. I've let my beard grow out for a month. It looked horrible. It's the gray starting to come out again, so I have to do my beard again soon. But I'm 50 fucking years old. And Dawn is 49. So we're going to have our moments, but for the most part, we take care of ourselves. And more importantly, we have no shame to come on camera. Even that one time Dawn came on camera and she wasn't at her best, she still had no shame. That's what I love about her. See, people like you, Tiff, are just like Christina. You gain a bit of weight, yeah, and then your hair's all messed up, right? Because you haven't taken care of it or whatever else. So, some dude came up to me. Give me a second. Some dude came up to me. I'm sorry, I had to go off the air for a second. These are like borderline. They might be 13 or 14, or they might be under. It's too risky. They're like, "Can I get a photo?" No, I can't. I don't want to be a jerk. But there are rules against dealing with kids under 13. And they just come up to you like they have the right to do that. Yes, I'm in public, and yes, you're going to get that. And if it wasn't for COPPA rules, I wouldn't have I would have no problem with it. But there's rules, and I take those rules seriously. But those kids don't know the rules. They think I'm a jerk for not paying attention to them, right? Well, I'd rather have them think I'm a jerk than put them on and have my channel be dinged, right? Now, again, I don't think that they would do anything because it's in the right context. The kid came up to me. It's not a video made for kids, but I just don't take any chances. I don't put anyone 13 or under on my channel. I don't put anyone under 18. No, this is an adult channel. This is not for kids. This is not even for, I mean, I guess high schoolers, could learn about dating from me, but even then, like, my target audience is 18 plus. So, and that's why I hate coming to the park, because you get those interruptions. But sometimes the day, gets late, and it takes longer to get clear across town to the trail. So, it is what it is, right? Anyway, getting back to Tiff, okay? Tiff, honestly, you should love yourself for who you are. Now, you're not going to take me seriously, but I'm right. Deep down inside, Tiff, I'm right about this. Deep down inside, I'm right, like I said, but the way you're going to come off on your stream is you're going to call me little coaching guy or whatever else you call me, right? A clear, pure projection of your own insecurities, because you're not feeling as pretty as you used to feel about yourself, right? And the reason why you're not feeling that is because of how you've treated your body, what you've done, what you've eaten, what you've had to drink. I'm just assuming. I'm not accusing you of anything, but obviously you haven't been treating your body right with what you've been eating, drinking, and other vices you may have. I'm not going to accuse you of anything I've heard, of other vices that you have. And if that's the case, you only have yourself to blame for, your insecurities regarding your lack of attractiveness, your lack of physical attractiveness like you probably once had, right? And you know what, Tiff? You can get that all back. You can get that all back. You can turn your life around. You can stop doing whatever it is you're doing to mess up your body, mess up your face or whatever, hair, etc., whatever, right? You have options. Use those options. Take better care of yourself. Instead of coming out here and purely projecting your insecurities on YouTube, right? It's sad, folks. Like, I cannot believe this. Like I didn't want to believe. There were some pictures put out on Tiff, and I could care less, right? There were some pictures put out on her, right? I didn't want to believe that was really her, but it is. She turned on her camera one time, and by mistake, and it wasn't a pleasing photo. It wasn't. Or it wasn't a pleasing image, right? So we turn off the camera, and we do nothing to correct the issue, right? If I'm unhappy regarding something within myself, if I need to lose 5 or 10 pounds, I'll go on a diet. I'll own it, and I'll go on a diet and lose the weight. If my beard is growing out and I'm showing some gray because I'm older and it's growing out beyond my Just for Men, I'll own it, right? I don't have any shame regarding who I am. But it seems like a lot of other people out here do, both men and women. I see this more so in women, but men as well. You, Mr. DBD, we'll just call you DBD. You're probably still watching, right? You, Mr. DBD, you're ashamed of something regarding yourself. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's your disability. I don't know. You should have no shame. You do have something regarding yourself that you're ashamed of, because if not, you would have never come at me the way you did and projected your insecurities onto me. I don't have enough fingers and toes to tell you the amount of people that have projected their insecurities onto me on this platform over the last 6 years. It's literally hundreds of people that have massively projected their insecurities onto me. and they try to trash me and call me every name in the book, and then they hide behind the avatar, and then when the camera is turned on by mistake and we see what they're not proud of, then you all eat your fucking words, don't you? Right? See, I'm not here to criticize you or call you out. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to say, get your fucking act together and turn your life around and become that beautiful person that you once were. Either that or just accept who you are and have no shame in it. If you're too ashamed to go on camera on YouTube, then you got issues. This is YouTube. This is not an audio only platform. You can do audio only here, but this is YouTube primarily for video. If you come out here, you run live streams and you hide behind the avatar on your StreamYard, then you got issues. Then you have no self-love, no self-respect. The same old song and dance I say every day. No self-love, no self-respect. And you're just a miserable person. You're miserable. And then you're one big projection, right? And you attack people that you perceive to be better than you as a pathetic attempt to make yourself feel better. It's the same old song and dance I've been saying for years. Hey, Jake Walk, how you doing? Hey, Eli, and hey, everybody. The ones who keep going are ashamed of themselves. Sorry, the ones who keep going are ashamed of themselves. NC is queen. Tia, she was doing her floors just a bit of go, and I thought she looked good. It was a full body picture. Tia, that was a heavily filtered picture on TikTok that gives you a bunch of free filters to use. You think that's how Tiffany looks? That's why you're at the right place, Tia, because that picture was heavily frickin' filtered. When you see Dawn on camera, Dawn is not filtered. You know, all these people criticize Dawn. Dawn's not perfect. She's got some issues, so do I. But Dawn and I look way better than most of these people do without any fucking filters. Right? We don't use filters. Tia, you you actually think that was a real picture of Tiffany? You think a 43-year-old woman, even at her best, looks that good? Those were filtered. Her body looked good. I don't like filters. That was filtered too, Tia. Tia. Listen, I know you don't know everything about all the technology and stuff. I know you know a lot, but I know you also said you don't know everything, right? Did you notice how many times she spliced that video? She had so many splices known as jump cuts, right? And that picture of her, I think she used it twice. Or that video of her, she heavily filtered it and inserted it twice. That I noticed. You did notice all the jump cuts, right? You did notice the heavy editing in that video. That's why I'm saying, look, I'm not just saying this for Tiffany. I'm saying this to anyone. You want to show us who you really are? Go live and do what I do. There are no filters here. Go live and show us what you got. And if you're not going to show us what you got, then keep your mouth shut about us. If you're going to talk trash about myself or other people, you better have your A game on. Now, we're going to talk about Dennis Jerome Jr. here in a second because I got an email from Dennis after I did a stream yesterday regarding my thoughts about Real Talk Christina being exposed for also using filters. She got exposed for not looking anything like she looks in her avatar picture, her profile picture, right? Or her StreamYard picture, right? And yeah, she had a camera slip on a live stream. She turned on her camera by mistake, and then we saw what she really looks like. And literally, she looked 80 to 100 pounds heavier than her actual picture on her profile picture. So, Dennis did a live stream and said he was catfished. Then Robert Reese did a clip of it. And that's how I found out about it. I found out about it through Robert Reese. Now, I was still following Dennis every now and then. But had it not been for Robert's clip, I may not have known about it unless Dennis reached out to me, which he probably would have at this point anyway. Now we've got two women. And I say this respectfully. I don't hate anybody, right? I'm not trying to shame Tiffany or Christina. But these are the types of people that not only need coaching, in my opinion, they need psychiatric help. These are the types of people that are very insecure of their looks. And instead of doing something about it, they try to hide it. They go on the internet and they try to pretend to be someone they're not. And then they get caught. And this is what Dennis sent me in this email. He goes, Christina wanted me to keep the lie going and I couldn't do it. Why would you lie, dude? I mean, when you think someone is one way and they're playing you all this time, and they're also not only lying to you about what they look like, they're lying to you about who they are. And then they were controlling your channel. I mean, you've had so many good people. Dennis has had so many good people come across his channel. He really wanted to work with me. And Christina destroyed that. And I tried to make things right between, Christina and I. And I went on another show with them, and it just didn't work. And Dennis was still white knighting for her at that time. Then it got to the point of where I said, Dennis, as long as you're collaborating with her, I can't work with you, man. I've tried. I'm sorry. I like you. I'm not trying to hold this against you. If it ever changes down the road at some point, we can always revisit it at that point. Well, that day has come. July 13th, I believe, is this Saturday, I think. I'm going to see if Dawn wants to come to Pub in the Park. Local microbrews, bluegrass music, picnics, lawn games. If we don't make the one on the 13th, we'll go to the one on August 3rd or September 7th. Pub in the Park, right here at Red Morton Park in Redwood City, city of Redwood City. I love this classic, old school, 1970s style sign. Like these things are solid. They're made of wood. That's why they've lasted so long. Like this is solid wood here. All they have to do is paint it every now and then. It's like oak. Anyway. So, Dennis reached out to me. And I got to say thank you, Dennis. I got to say thank you. and you didn't waste too much time to do it. You're doing the right thing, and I respect that. Number one, Dennis apologized. And even though, dude, I'm the kind of guy that I don't really need an apology. All I want is for someone to realize what's going on and then, you know, give us a chance to work on what we were going to initially work on, right? Before things fell apart, right? But regardless, Dennis, I do accept your apology. And I don't blame you. Because here's the thing, Dennis. And I'm not saying this about all women, because men can be manipulative too. But more so nowadays in this modern world, women are very manipulative. They're very conniving. They're just very deceptive, right? And you know, Dennis, here's the thing. I don't want the good women that support me to think I'm a jerk, because I respect men and women that deserve respect. And I don't respect people that don't deserve respect, whether they're a man or a woman. It just depends. If you're a good person, I respect you. If you're not a good person, then I'll just ignore you. You know, I'll go on. I might use you for example purposes, but that's about it. You are speaking truth, says NCS Queen. Well, thank you. I may be naive on tech things. That is because I wouldn't use filters. I am who I am, accept it or not. Amen. Amen, Tia. Sue Sullivan at Tia. I love that about you. Tia says, yeah, Jig. I guess she did. Jig, so she went on camera and filtered her image to make herself look better. Right. That's what she did, Jig Walk. She had a moment, I think it was earlier on this year. It was late last year, or I think it was more so earlier this year, where she turned on her camera by mistake. I may be sweating again. So what if I'm sweating? Is that a problem? It's hot. I sweat. Is that a problem? Not sweating as bad today because it's not as hot, but it's still warm. But yeah, no, she did. She used the TikTok, the free TikTok filters. I figured that out, but somebody also that I'm not going to mention because they've asked me to not mention them. But a few people emailed me on this. I'm not going to mention either one of them. But yeah, they were telling me about the free filters on TikTok. I knew about those. I have a TikTok. I just don't use it that often. But I know lots of women go to TikTok and use those free filters. And that's a game that TikTok does because they know they can get more women out there if they have those filters, because it'll make women look better than they actually look. And because a lot of these women are so insecure about their looks, unless they can filter out all the crap, then they won't do videos. And that means less ad revenue for TikTok, right? What has the internet done to us? I swear to God. People just can't be themselves anymore. They can't. You know, I've been doing this for 6 years. I'm going to share more about where YouTube is going on my final lap. This is my second lap. I'm going to do 3 laps. On my final lap, I'm going to share where YouTube is going and how I've been already doing that for the last 6 years. And that's why I've been shitted on. But people are going to have to get on board with what I'm doing, or they're going to be out of business. And I'll explain more about that during my 3rd lap. Let's continue with the Christina thing, the Dennis Jerome Jr. thing. Let me share a little bit more. So Dennis, mad respect to you for owning it, for apologizing, for wanting to make it right with people that were trying to support you and make you aware of what this woman was doing to you. And you shut us all out. Now you're coming back and saying, guys, I screwed up. Guys and gals, I fucked up. Please forgive me. I learned my lesson. You're forgiven, bro. That's all it takes. And I have all the respect in the world for you once again because you owned it. And see, Tiff, if you just fucking owned it, I'd have all the respect in the world for you once again. All it takes is for people to own up to their shit and apologize. Forget even the apology. The apology would be nice, but just own your shit, and I can respect that. Until then, I can't respect anything. Dennis Jerome Jr., I respect you for owning it. You haven't tried to fight it. You haven't tried to squirm your way around it. You just tackled it head on. God bless you, dude. Whether you believe in God or not, God bless you. You've earned my respect back. And yes, I would like to do a show with you. Dennis Jerome Jr. invited me to a show. Now, to the trolls and haters out there, I don't care if you want to go. Whenever Dennis and I do that show, I suggested tomorrow, but I'll let you know when we do it. It'll be probably sometime this week. If you want to go there and troll and do the same shit you did before, who cares? I'm just going to ignore you. But I can tell you this. It doesn't matter what the trolls say anymore, because I was right about the Christina situation, and I've been right about everything I've said. And I'm not saying I'm all that. I'm very intuitive, and I'm very careful with what I say. And I know how to assess situations. And the reason why people attack me is because they don't like hearing the truth. Christina attacked me over the truth. She got exposed. Tiffany's attacking me. Now she's getting exposed. Kiss and crime. I know what it takes to make a short on TikTok. You have to do cuts. Oh, okay. I wasn't able to read that whole thing. Okay, they were trolling. Okay, I can't read the rest of it. GLM, how you doing? I feel bad for Dennis. You can tell he was hurt by Christina's BS. Hopefully, it's just a learning experience. No, it is. How's your day going? Says GLM. It's going all right. TS says, I don't see the sense. At Sue, we are human. We are meant to become older. That's true. She used a Snapchat filter. It's the same shit. She used a filter. Listen, I'm not here to criticize Tiff on her looks. I really don't care about what she looks like. What I care about is her attitude, her personality, the kind of heart and soul she has. Right? But she cares more about what people think about her aesthetically. She wants that attention. She probably used to get that attention, before she started going through the issues that have affected her physical appearance, right? And so she wants to basically give people a false sense of reality to make herself feel better. That's pathetic, Tiff. That's really fucking pathetic. Go ahead and review this. Go ahead and call me out on this. Get triggered all you want. Say anything you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to attack you. What I'm trying to say, Tiffany, is get your shit together. Be good to your man. He's trying to help you. He loves you. Stop doing this dumb shit on YouTube. You're hanging around with the biggest scumbag on the face of the planet, JB Gunner. And you're trying to lead us to believe that your man is okay with JB and likes what he says. And then at the same time, at the end of your stream, you're saying, oh, well, Jeff is home now. I better leave. I got to get off the air, JB, who was on our panel. I better get off the air before Jeff gets mad. Why would Jeff get mad if he supposedly texted you shortly before that and said, oh, I'm listening to you and JB, and, I like what JB's saying, because you're a liar, Tiff. You lied. You got caught in your own lie. Live on the air, literally minutes apart. Literally minutes apart. Tiff, have you heard of the phrase, you are who you associate with? I've been saying that for years. You're guilty by association. You are who you associate with. You're associating with trash, so guess what that makes you? I'm sorry to say. You don't want to hear the truth? That's the truth, right? If you associate with trash, then you know what you are, because you are what you associate with, right? You think that your man is going to associate with trash? Your man's probably watching me right now and saying, man, this guy's spot on. I wish my woman would listen to him and get her fucking act together. Let me tell you something. I actually care about you, Tiff. I want you to get your act together because your man's a good man. And he's been fighting to try to help you turn things around for a while. And you keep doing dumb shit. And he keeps giving you chances. You are so lucky I'm not your man because I would have kicked your ass out long time ago. Long time ago. I had a girlfriend in my younger days that was a severe alcoholic. Dawn is not an alcoholic. Dawn doesn't really drink that much anymore. Even when she did, she didn't drink nearly as much as this one woman I used to date. And I had to kick her out of my apartment back then because she was living with me at the time. And she kept on just drinking and drinking and drinking when I was out working. Made big messes. Almost screwed the place up. I had to kick her out. It was a pain in the ass. I had to get her off the lease too, which was a pain in the ass. But I finally did it because I was the one that was paying for pretty much almost everything anyway. Instead of coming out here on YouTube and projecting, I'm waiting for these people to pass. You don't know if they're going to go straight or turn until they pass by. And then they got little kids that are curious. Oh, what's that guy holding? Yeah. It's okay. I'll just wait. Let's continue. So like I was saying, instead of coming out here and trying to trash talk myself and trying to sell out to Silicone J.O. and trying to sell out to J.B. Gunner, focus on bettering yourself. Everything that you do out here on YouTube, now it's led me to believe, Tiff, everything you're doing on YouTube now is to mask the pain of your insecurities and depression and all that, right? But like Jack Nicholson said in A Few Good Men, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth, right? You can't handle the truth. That's the problem. The reason why all of you, instead of fixing your lives with the great advice I've given over the years, you guys project and get super triggered. At least Dennis admitted to it and didn't try to make any excuses. From what I've seen, there are probably some other people in these communities that wouldn't admit to it. Admit to what, Pablo? Admit to what? Can you be more specific, bro? How you doing, by the way? Admit to what, dude? By the way, I've been so busy today, I forgot to mention, if anyone would like to help support Don and I while we're here live, you can super chat, you can super sticker. You can also become a channel member. Don and I will be going live at some point later this week. You'll need at least a $4.99 channel membership to watch the show live. That'll only get you the show while it's live. If you want to be able to watch the replays on top of the lives, or if you can't make the lives to watch the replays or any past replays of our members-only content or members-only live streams, you'll need to get at least a $9.99 package. You can also send a PayPal donation or Cash App donation. PayPal, the address is paypal.me/Coach Eli. Cash App, $ the real Coach Eli. Nightbot's been sharing the links every 7 minutes here in the chat. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. And thank you to everyone that's been supportive lately. Don and I greatly appreciate you. The catfish. No, so what you're saying, Dennis, is that Christina, Real Talk Christina, should own it. I've been saying that for the last day or so since I started talking about this yesterday when I found out about it. Yes, Christina should own it. She should, because if she doesn't own it and come and talk with us, she's going to be canceled. She's done. Like she basically canceled herself. Now, if she does the right thing and owns it and comes and talks with myself on the live stream, on her channel, my channel, both, and then maybe Dennis can get involved at some point, maybe we can all forgive her. And maybe that'll save whatever she wants to make of herself out here on YouTube. If not, she's pretty much canceled. That's the kind of person I am. I don't give up on people. I feel everyone should always get another chance. I don't give up on people. Sometimes it takes giving people 5 or 10 chances to turn them around. I know that because in my younger days, I used to not listen the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth time, or sometimes the 9th time, but the 10th time, I finally listened and it turned my life around. So I know what it took for me to turn my poor behavior and mistakes around in my younger days. So I understand what it takes at times for people to turn it around. So I'll keep giving people chances. Now, I won't waste too much time on you until you own up to your mistakes and then apologize for them and learn from them and not make the same mistakes anymore. Pablo says, it would be a good decision for her to do that and be open about it. Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you were saying. I'm glad we're on the same page, Pablo, because, I mean, that's the right thing to do. Look, human beings, are forgiving by nature. Like human beings will forgive, most decent people will forgive anyone, pretty much no matter what they do, as long as they own up to what they did. The problem is you got people like Christina and Tiffany that are so ashamed of themselves that they can never, I was going to say they don't have the balls. Well, they're women. Of course they have no balls. They don't have the courage. Let's put it that way. They don't have the courage and the strength to face it head on. They're that ashamed of their own selves that they created. They put themselves in that position. It's the truth. We all put ourselves in the position we're in. People that are overweight, you did that to yourself. I didn't do that to you. No one else did that to you. No one forced food down your stomach. You ate the food. And a lot more of it than you should have. Or the wrong types of foods. And then you didn't get out and exercise like I do. So you eat crappy foods, carbs, starchy foods, sugar, sweets, right? You probably drink lots of beer, right? And other highly caloric alcoholic drinks, right? And then you sit on your ass, you don't exercise or nothing. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to balloon up. You only have yourselves to blame for that. You have no one to blame but yourselves for putting yourselves in that position. GLM says, Dennis and Christina were getting donations based on her being a baddie. That's fraud. Is she returning those donos? What do you mean by that, GLM? Because a lot of the things you say, no disrespect, I like you, GLM, and so does Don, but you take things out of context. So what do you mean by that? Dennis and Christina were getting donations based on her being a baddie? Being a bad person? Or I don't understand. What are you talking about? And then I'll let you know what my thoughts are. Because I'll tell you initially, before you even say anything, people were donating to the shit show. That's what people do sometimes, GLM. They donate to the shit show. But I don't understand. What do you mean by that? Is it because of the way Christina was? it was entertaining to watch, and that's why people donated. But she got some of that money too. Now, what Dennis put out there, I think Dennis gave her $500. Now, I don't know if that was exactly half of what Dennis made, but that's still a good amount of money. Quite frankly, I don't think Christina deserved any money from Dennis. But I think what he put out there in one of his video titles was that she took $500 from him. Well, she didn't take it from you. Literally, you gave it to her. But I understand why you feel she took it from you, because she lied to you to get it. Because if you knew what she looked like or who she really was before you started working with her, you would have never worked with her in the first place. So in essence, you feel like you were scammed, Dennis, and you were scammed. It basically, women that catfish you are scamming you. They're scamming you. It's another scam. Now, men do the same thing, but women do it more often than men. When it comes to like dating apps and stuff, women are more prone to catfish you 9 out of 10 times more so than men. Don't get me wrong. Some men will catfish you, but most men will just say, fuck it. I got a beer belly. This is who I am. I'm a cool dude. I'm working on losing weight. I'm looking for a woman that loves my type. Right? Like they say in Ghettoville, like GLM would say, hit me up if you want to chat. Hit me up, right? Not reach out to me. It's hit me up, right? Hit me up, G. You are misreading my comment. Dennis and Christina. Sorry, Dennis said Christina, not Dennis and Christina. Oh, a baddie is basically an attractive woman. A baddie is an attractive woman? I've never heard that phrase. Look at all these millennial ghetto slang lingo phrases. Man, I don't know what that means. Oh, Dennis said Christina was getting donations based on her being a baddie. Oh, so basically she was getting donations based on her being attractive in that picture. Oh, so she was falsely representing herself for donations. Well, here's the thing. Let's be real about this. Is that illegal? No. Is it unethical? Yes. Look, there's no law against saying, okay, I'm going to put up a fake picture of me and just talk on the internet and ask guys to donate, right? Or ask people to donate, right? And if they choose to donate without seeing her on camera, that's their problem, right? So is that illegal? No, but is it unethical? It's extremely unethical. It's extremely unethical. I don't think I say hit me up. And I'm not from Ghettoville. I'm literally from... Oh, Noe Valley? Oh, San Fran? Okay, yeah, okay. Well, that's a nice area. GLM, I'm just messing with you because you play the role of the ghetto person, right? You're not ghetto, but you play the role because it's funny, right? It's your funny online persona, right? I've grown to learn that about you and accept that about you, right? Man, I've been working overtime lately. I've got to take a day off soon. So, Dennis invited me on his channel to talk about this. And I'm all for it. I got back to him. I haven't heard back from him yet. Maybe he's emailed me by now. I'm waiting for people to walk on by. I don't play any roles. I'm just me being me. Okay, that's cool. Cool. Good for you. All right. All right. We got some people cranking up some loud music here, so I'm gonna try to get out of the music zone. But anyway, give me a second. All right, put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I just unmuted. They're cranking up some really loud bass music there. I don't know what kind of speakers they have. I don't know where they're getting power around there. I think there are a couple plugs, but it's like on the soccer field, they've got like this. I can still hear it over here. It's so damn loud. The doom, 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 doom bass, doom, 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 doom. Anyway, thank you for the ones. Thank you. Yeah, so Dennis and I are going to be going live soon. I suggested tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 a.m. Sorry, 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. I know that's pretty late for you folks on the East Coast or in most time zones, and it's still even pretty late for the Pacific time zone, but Dennis does go live late at times, and that may be a good time for him and I, because I still need to do my content and take care of other things with Dawn around the house throughout the days, and so that's the time I suggested. So that's the time I suggested to him. Now, if that doesn't work for him, I'll find out what works for him, and I'll update you folks on the community while here on Coach Eli 2 as soon as possible. And see, I am sweating because this was not here before. So Tiffany, if you want to criticize me sweating from walking, then let's see you do a 3.5 mile walk holding a selfie stick and showing your face without any filters. Let's see how much you sweat, since you probably haven't taken a walk in ages. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, I'm saying, look, if you're going to come at me with dumb shit, I'll come back at you and just state the facts, right? That's all. That's how it goes, right? Got to keep it real, right? Keep it 100. Now, during the last lap, I'm going to share with you folks some interesting things I've been hearing about where YouTube is heading, even starting now. Like in 2024, it already started. I follow some very prominent channels, like the Think Media channel run by Sean Cannell. And there are a lot of people that he's affiliated with and associated with that have done self-help content for YouTube. There's no one I trust more about YouTube tips than Sean Cannell and Think Media. I have the utmost respect for the guy. He's a phenomenal speaker. But when he first started doing this, how long ago was it? I think it was like 13 years ago. 13, 14 years ago. He still has that video on his first channel, and he plays it for example purposes every now and then to compare it to where he's at now and how hard he had to work and how smart he had to work, right? And I'll share more in just a few regarding what type of content is going to be popular. It's already popular on YouTube now, and what type of content is no longer popular. We'll get to that in a little bit. But to wrap up the Dennis Jerome Jr. thing, Dennis, I look forward to your response. Thank you for owning it. Much love, much respect. As soon as I get confirmation from you that Christina no longer has any access to your YouTube account, I'll remoderate you. Christina was the rogue mod. Was one of the rogue mods. There were a few. But Christina was banning people on my channel without us knowing it, because your channel had a mod wrench, and I didn't know she had access to your channel, dude. And that's another thing, man. Don't ever give anyone access to your channel that you don't trust. Only people that have access to my channel besides me is Dawn and one other very trusted person in the real world. That's, that watches YouTube every now and then, doesn't have a channel out here, but they know how YouTube works. And they're another channel manager on top of Dawn. I've been with my woman almost 3 years. We lived together. So if I can't trust her with my YouTube channel, then how can I trust her to live with me, right? You got to be very careful with who you trust and give access to things, because the problem nowadays is people, they throw out professionalism. They throw out professionalism once something goes wrong. Once you have to hold them accountable for something they don't want to be held accountable for, like the Christina thing, then they go rogue on you. Then they start to try to harm you, right? You've trusted them with special privilege access to your channel, and then they betray that trust after they do something that you have to hold them accountable for, and they don't want to be held accountable for it, and they need to be, right? That's what I fucking hate about people. The people, when they make mistakes and you call them out, they try to sabotage you. Not all people, but many people are like that. And that's exactly how Christina was. She didn't like the fact that I called her on the truth. She was so hurt. You're probably watching me, Christina. I know you are. You're so hurt and just so pissed off that someone figured you out, and it was me. Some other random dude on the internet that's a coach, and I am a real coach. You called me fake life coach, and I figured it out. I figured it out before anyone else did. I was the first one. I heard the story on Roy's channel, and I kept hearing things. And then I started to work with Dennis, and then I'm like, who is this woman? She's very controlling and conniving. And she's married. And then she said, there are some things, I've talked about before. I'm not going to talk about again, And yeah, I figured out what it was. It was, you're not happy with your husband. He's not happy with you, actually, because you've let yourself go. And because of the fact that he's not paying attention to you, you're now going online and seeking attention from other men, and then trying to pretend to be this hot woman when you're not. Because you're so desperate for attention that's lacking in your own home. But the reason why you're not getting that attention, Christina, again, is because you let yourself go. You only have yourself to blame, right? If your husband let himself go at that level, would you be attracted to him? In this world, you only get back what you put out. What you put out, you get back, right? I'm sure you like the fact that he's in good shape and a very attractive man. And when you met him, you were the same. And then you let yourself go. What the hell happened? That I can understand 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50 pounds, but 100 pounds. Like, what the hell happened where you let yourself go that bad? Something happened. You know what I think it is? You've been doing Uber for like 7 years, you said, right? So you sit on your ass driving around all day delivering food, but you never exercise. You work all day to provide for your family. Then you go home and you cook dinner You've never exercised. You don't move around much because you're driving, delivering food. That's exactly what happened. I just figured it out. You live a very sedentary lifestyle, right? Anyway, enough of that. I'll update you folks on the Dennis Jerome Jr. thing as soon as I find out. Keep an eye on the community tab here on Coach Eli too. Now, where is YouTube heading? You may think this is boring, but you're going to want to listen to it because I've already been doing it for the last 6 years. YouTube is heading the way of real creators. Real, honest, authentic, genuine creators. So Tia, when you said that you were looking for an authentic, genuine creator and you found that in Don and I, you made my day. That statement alone there means more to me than any amount of money you or anyone else could donate. Now, we appreciate the donations, don't get me wrong. But that right there, when you made that statement, I was about to leave YouTube is what you said. And I was looking for a real group of people. And I found that in you and Don. That was one of the kindest, nicest sentiments anyone's ever sent. And I appreciate that. I value that more than any amount of money. And that's exactly what people want now on YouTube. You thinking it too? Hey coach, how's it going? You thinking it too? Welcome back to the channel. How are you doing? Third and final lap. Third and final lap. I gotta stop by 7-Eleven and get Don and I a couple Slurpees. We already have leftover food from last night. We're gonna eat. But 7-Eleven has the Glacio, what do you call it? It's not the smart water, it's the it's not the smart water, it's the flavored one. What the hell is that called? It's made by the same company. They have the vitamin water, right? The vitamin water. They have the blueberry, acai, pomegranate, sugar-free version, the 0-calorie one in Slurpee form at 7-Eleven. If you want to get like frozen Slurpee drinks, 7-Eleven's still the cheapest place to get them. For just under $3, you get a double gulp, which is a super massive, like I think it's like a 64-ounce version of it. You go to McDonald's or one of these other places, you get like a 16-ounce version for $4. You get a massive one, 4 times the size, for less money at 7-Eleven. And that's a good tasting, sugar-free Slurpee. I'm gonna stop by and get me one of those, and I get Dawn the one with all the calories because she needs all the calories. Tia says, oh, you thinking it too? How far is each lap? Good to move. I need to be doing that more. Every lap at the park here that I do is 1 1/4 miles, so 1.25 miles. So when I do 3 laps, it's 3 3/4 miles. So it's almost 4 miles. Let's see, we've been on for 64 minutes, an hour and 4 minutes. Typically each mile I can do in about 20 minutes, but when you stop to read the chat, it takes a little bit longer. let me see what Tia said here. Tia says, I meant every word, and I will always be grateful. Starting this group has been helpful already, and they can only get better. You're right, Tia. I'm really glad that you and my girlfriend Dawn, Queen Helen Casey, and Sandra Palacio have connected in the Genuine Networking Association, the GNA Women's Mastery Empowerment Support Group on Facebook Messenger. If anyone wants to join that, you need to either be a moderator or at least a $4.99 channel member. And you need to connect with me on Facebook. You need to have a real account showing your face and using your real name. And then you send me a friend request, and then I will message you, or you can message me on Messenger or send me a voice message so I can verify it's you, and then I'll add you to the group. We're being very careful with who we bring into this Facebook Messenger group. Now, we're going to have other more public groups for the Women's Mastery and for co-ed. I'm going to be working on those. A lot of those are already on Facebook, like I showed on my stream the other day. But this is a very, very unique and private instant message group through voice message as well. This is a very elite group. If you get in this group that Tia is in, you're going to have daily 24/7 access. Now, it doesn't mean we're all going to respond 24/7, but you're going to have daily instant access to the women in that group. Then we also have the Coach Eli moderator group chat, which we're thinking about also bringing in channel members there as well. But we're still figuring that out for the co-ed. But right now we're just focusing on the women's empowerment group. And I'm really glad that you've gotten value out of it already, Tia. You inspired me to bring back the GNA Women's Mastery. I was going to do it eventually, but you inspired me to do it quicker. I'm on the need for this now. We've got a great person here, Tia. And, you know, I heard your story, and I'm like, you know what? If we can do this, if we have the infrastructure in place already, why not do it and help her out? She's been very supportive of us. Why not take care of her, right? And this is also going to help out many other women as well. And it'll also help out men in the long run because, trust me, when the ladies are happy, the men are happy, okay? Let me put it to you that way. When the ladies are happy, the men are happy. When the ladies are not happy, and us guys have to step in to bring our lady back down to reality, it's very draining dealing with those emotions. I'll tell you, it's better to keep the lady happy, you know, and hanging around with other ladies throughout the day is going to help that. That's just the truth of the matter. I'm not lying. You ain't got to lie to kick it, right? Like they say, right? I'd like to invite Tiff and Christina to go on a walk with purpose with me. If I were to fly you ladies out here for the day, would you go on a walk with purpose? Live on camera. Right here. We could do a live, we could pan out like this, you know. I love custom cars, so it caught my attention. Oh, okay. Dude, what was that truck behind you? Looks crazy. I don't see any truck behind me. Yes, my baby mamas could use your group. Real talk, yeah. That's so cool, says you thinking it too. That's so cool, Tia, to show that appreciation because I don't think a lot of people actually do that. It is good to get recognized for your hard work. Absolutely. It's a great point. It's a great point. Let's keep going here because it's going to start to get dark. Let's invite the ladies to go on a walk with purpose, right? Here's the thing. Coach Eli accepts everyone for who they are. It doesn't matter what you're lacking. It doesn't matter if you're heavy set, if you're medium built, if you're slender, if you're anorexic. If you're heavy set or anorexic, you got to either gain weight or lose weight so you get healthier. But we're not going to shame you. We accept you for who you are. And all we're going to do is try to help you better yourself with positive reinforcement. We're not here to kick you down or attack you. But if you have to lie and pretend to be something you're not, just to think, just because you think that's the only way we're going to accept you, I don't work that way. I don't accept liars. I don't accept bullshit. I accept people exactly for who they are. Short, tall, fat, in shape, whatever. Now again, if you're struggling with your weight one way or the other, or whatever you're struggling with, and you're open to some advice that could turn your life around, I would love to help you with no shame. But I'm not going to shame you for being out of shape. I never shamed anyone. If I'm going to shame you for anything, it's going to be for fucking lying. And anyone that lies about dumb shit or anything should be ashamed of themselves. If you're a liar, you deserve to be shamed. But you're not being shamed for being overweight. You're shamed for lying about it. There's a huge difference. Do you do any parenting advice or mainly self-improvement? Well, Dawn, I've never had kids. Now, I can give you general advice. I've never had kids. I've dated women with kids before, but I've never. I really hate it when people ride their bicycles on the sidewalk. My girlfriend Dawn can give the parenting advice. Well, what do you need to ask? Let me ask you, what is your question? And I'll see if I can give you a basic answer that makes common sense, or if we can have Dawn respond to you. We'll figure it out. But some things are just common sense. Some things involve just holding people accountable. Kids are people, they're just younger. They're not fully developed yet. And they're going to learn bad habits at a young age unless you correct those bad habits, right? At a young age, right? So does this have to do with holding your kids accountable, teaching them responsibility or responsibilities? What are you specifically looking for feedback on? Tia says, you think it too Eli has been as well as Don have been so honest and genuine. The more I listen after so much negativity, I found out for myself they are truly good, caring people. I really appreciate that, Tia. I really do. I really do appreciate you saying that, Tia. It means a lot. Because I can tell you're a cautious person like myself and Don. Don and I are very cautious, but we're also open. See, we're cautious, but we're open and not closed off, right? You're cautious and not closed off, but you're going to be careful, right? And when you spend enough time and you look at someone's consistency of how they do things, then you kind of put together a pattern, right? You're welcome, says Tia. Thank you. You even spelled your in that context properly with the Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. You know how many people screw that up? You are welcome. They'll put Y-O-U-R. You thinking it too says, yeah, I seen that. There was a lot of controversy, Tia, and I was expecting Eli to be controversial because of what I heard. And I do vids exposing bad behavior, but Eli seems like a really honest, good dude. Well, I appreciate that. It is a complicated situation. I got a daughter named Maud, and she really be getting out of pocket with her attitude lately. Well, how old is she? Is she a teenager, or is she a preteen, or? If I had to guess, a lot of that probably has to do with the people she's hanging out with at school, what she's seen on TV, the internet. A lot of kids are going to act out nowadays based on what they see online. She's almost 1? Oh, you mean she's a baby? Lawrence Furtado, how have you been? Hey, how's it going, Lawrence? She's almost 1? Oh, dude, that's a baby. That baby's nowhere nearly developed yet to the point of where they're going to create any patterns of behavior. I mean, yeah, you got to start teaching them at a young age. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That'd be something maybe Don could shed more feedback on. Some babies cry more than others. Is it hot in your area? Well, it's about 70 degrees now. It's actually started to cool off. It was a little bit warmer earlier, but it's about 70 degrees right now. Still, it's humid. So this is what people like Tiffany don't understand. It can be 70 degrees, which is the perfect temperature. But when there's more humidity, people sweat more when there's humidity, right? But I don't feel the need to have to prove myself to Tiff because she never shows her real self. She uses filters. She uses filters and then criticizes me showing the real me live on the air. Like, this is the real me, live on the air, walking with purpose, right? Or like she says, walking with purpose, right? Walking with purpose, right? Or fake instigated drama with a TH, right? You can't even come up with stuff that's original. You have to steal stuff from Jamie. That's pathetic, right? James made all that up. You stole all that from James. You're not even original when you criticize me. I'm not keeping score, but if we were, that'd be another point for James. Tiff, I got to see who this broad is. Yeah, well, it'd be best if you didn't, man. But anyway, Lawrence Furtado says it's getting hot up here. It is 9:35 p.m. and it's 85. It was 96 earlier today. Yeah, it started to cool off here in the Bay Area. It's still hotter in the valley and more inland. But out here on the peninsula, it started to really cool off. Because it was hot like last week. It was just super hot. Let's see. Thinking it too says, but she got some attitude already, really bad tantrums, and I can tell she's gonna have a hard time if she don't get it under control. Well, you thinking it too? Are you male or female? Are you male? I think you're a man. You're the father. Is the mother in the picture? Are you married or in a relationship, or is the mother not in the picture? Because at that age, you're a male, okay. So is the mother in the picture? Are you married or living with your girlfriend? That's the mother, or are you a single father? Because if you're a single father, that would answer the question right there, in my opinion. I mean, we could talk with Don as well. I'm polyamorous. So I'm polyamorous. So Maud got 5 mothers right now, but one strung out. How many of you think you thinking it too is trolling? Put a 1 in the chat if you think they're trolling. Now I'm beginning to think you're trolling, dude. Put a 1 in the chat if you think they're trolling. Tia, can you go ahead and ban you thinking it too, please? It's JB Gunner doing some dumb shit. Once you did the poly thing, dude, I knew you're trolling. Yeah, you're trolling, dude. No, I'm not buying it, dude. Tia, would you agree they were trolling? Somebody else besides Lawrence. Someone confirm my suspicions. I'm in the poly. Got 5 mothers. I'm talking about the biological mother. Listen, don't come in here and try to fucking waste my time with your bullshit because you're ticked off that I'm calling you out on some other things that are true because you guys keep coming at me. I'm the last one to fuck with. Yeah, it does sound like he was trolling. Absolutely. He was fucking trolling. And he's trying to play it off like he wasn't. You see how the trolls, what they do is they start off very cool and calm. And they sound normal. And then they slowly escalate their troll to see how much of their shit you'll believe. And then they start getting into the, well, I'm in the poly, I've got 5 wives, and that's not what I asked you. I'm like, is the mother in the picture? And then you went and amped it up to the point of where, yeah, my troll radar went from 0 to 100 just like that. What a pathetic piece of garbage. Now you can go trash me on your channel and give me more free publicity, you mofo. Jesus Christ, man. Dumb, ignorant, jealous, insecure people on YouTube. Anyway, so YouTube's going the route of real content. They want real content creators. Let me tell you this, folks. And I've heard this from many prominent creators. Come on, 1-year-old, yep. Yeah, that was BS. That was BS. That's probably JB Gunner. JB Gunner's trolling because he's pissed off that I called him out earlier. I exposed his phony phony, fake love bombing game. It's all right. You can go talk about me on Twitter X or Rumble or wherever you want to talk about me, Gunner. I don't care. I'm not gonna waste too much of my energy on you unless you're affecting my. If you keep coming at me in ways that affect my numbers, if my numbers go down, that means you're affecting me with what you're doing. Then I'll talk about you. But until then, I'll do my own thing. But I'm gonna play this game better than you, Gunner. I'll play this game with all of you. I'm never losing this game again because I've learned. I've learned the mistakes I've made, and I'm not gonna make them anymore. But yeah, content creators that are creating content like, Mr. Beast creates, crazy videos to accomplish crazy things, right? People are getting tired of those, right? Now, don't get me wrong. These creators like Mr. Beast that have over 100 million subscribers, they will always have enough of a base to get lots of views. But here's the thing. If you're a new creator, or even if you're a current creator, at some point you're going to have to make the shift to creating more real and genuine content, or you're going to be left behind. That's the trend on YouTube now. The trend is people are tired of fake content. They're tired of drama. They're tired of this overly amped up fake shit. They want real. They want raw and real. Right? When I heard that from many prominent YouTubers in the YouTube self-help space, it blew my mind. You know why? Because I've been doing that for the last 6 years. And maybe that's why now's the time for Don and I to really shine doing this, because we've been raw and real forever since we've been doing this. And I've been doing this for 6 years. Dawn and I have been together almost 3 years. She's been helping me doing this for almost 2.5 years. But I've been doing the raw and real thing for over 6 years. And finally now, the entire YouTube platform is looking for this type of content. They want this type of content. They want raw and real. They want people to do less editing and more going on the fly, whether you're live or whether you're doing a pre-recorded video. Even a pre-recorded video, they want it raw and then edited. Hit record, talk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, an hour, and then upload it. Boom. That's it. That's what people want. That's why now there's no better time to start a YouTube channel than now. Because I'll tell you this, the majority of people are going to have a hard time transitioning to raw and real. If you're a raw and real person, now's the time to get your channel going. It might not take off as quickly as a drama channel normally would, but eventually you're going to surpass all the drama channels. This is what people want. They want raw and real. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Oh boy. They're having a fiesta over there. We got 48 in the box. Again, folks, sometime later this week, more than likely Don and I are going to be going live members only. If you want to support the channel and become a channel member, you'll need at least a $4.99 channel membership to watch our members only live streams that Don and I do together while they're live. That's only while they're live. If you want replays included of the current live stream or any of the past live stream replays, or in the future when we do any pre-recorded members only content, you're going to need to get at least a $9.99 channel membership. Bouncy. So yeah, Was that you, Rom? You're a pathetic piece of garbage, dude. I'll tell you that, dude. You are so fascinated. Bouncy, bouncy. You looking at my pectorals, dude? Or are you jealous that I still have 2 monetized channels and you have none? Right? So it's probably more so. It's probably more so, uh, Mr. J. And we're not going to say the rest of it. You know, Coach J. Right? You don't like the fact that you got exposed? You're going to come back and say, bouncy, bouncy, dude, what's that going to do? Like, what? Do you think you're hurting my fucking feelings by saying I have bouncy pectorals? What a damn loser, dude. What a loser, dude. What a fucking loser, man. All right, folks. Oh, now it's 100% guaranteed to be a troll. My troll radar's on fire. That's why he got triggered and came back in here in a sock. It's Coach J. At first I thought it was JB Gunner, but it was Coach J. He's still obsessed, you know. See, I'm sweating, Tip. You see that? You want to see it up close and personal? You know what? When you work out hard, you do 3.75 miles, almost 4 miles, while doing a live stream, you're going to sweat. You know, sweating's good for you, Tip, because it cleanses the body, right? And it releases the heat. When you sweat, that means you're burning calories. Mm-hmm. Do me a favor, Tiff. How about you filter this? Because I'm 50 years old and need no fucking filters. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. I can't believe how many people out here on this platform are miserable and they project their misery onto people they say they hate, but honestly, you envy us because you wish you could be us. I say that with humility, right? Well, what you gonna do next, Tiff? What are you gonna come back with? No, I didn't use any filters. That's the real me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Because soon, Tiff, I'm gonna tell you this. These people are no longer coming at me because I can handle myself, but they know you can't handle yourself. They know you'll flip out. Because here's the thing. All it's going to take is for me to keep going, and then let's say you get James to go in on you, and then let me tell you, some of the women over there that James is associated with, let me tell you, those women, they'll F you up, Tiff. I'll tell you that. I'll give you that. I'm not here. Listen, I'm not really that fond of a lot of the things those women do on the Legion side, but I'll tell you this. In this case, those women will F you up, Tiff. Because if you keep going and trying to pull this crap up or this crap off, right? The Legion will come at you. The women of the Legion will come at you. I'll just be laughing at you. Don will just say it's not even worth my time. And I agree with her, right? And then you're going to be crying. You're going to be crying yourself over to good old Jeff, and Jeff's going to say, see, I told you so, babe. Have you fucking learned your lesson yet? Right? Tia says, exactly, and you're right. How will they transition to a decent channel? Yeah, we'll see what happens because that's what people on YouTube want now. Tia. Oh no, did Tiff turn against you? Oh, dude, she turned against me many weeks ago, dude. You haven't been around for a while, or maybe you haven't heard that. Yeah. She sold out to a sponsor named Nothing But Silicone that is now known as J.O. We know the real person now because someone that's known him for a while exposed him, and it was verified to be really him. And so this person, Silicone, Nothing But Silicone, who's known as J.O., that's their initials of their real name. I'm not going to put out their real name. But Silicone's been paying people to make hate content on me. And Tiffany was about to expose Silicone because Silicone and Tiffany were talking behind the scenes to make a deal. And then all of a sudden, instead of Tiffany exposing him, he offered her more money to come at me, and she caved and she took the money. Tiffany's got a rich boyfriend, and instead of letting her wonderful rich boyfriend take care of her, She sells out. It's just yeah, dude. It's the truth. Like she'll never admit it. It's the truth, dude. Listen, dude. I have no reason to lie here. Like I don't even give a shit, right? Only reason why I'm talking about it is because these people talk about me. If they didn't talk about me, I wouldn't talk about them. I'd have no reason to call them out on their BS if they didn't talk about me, right? Yeah, that's what happened. She sold out. She sold out because her son's birthday was also coming up, and she didn't want to ask her man for money. So she basically threw away our friendship for a fucking paycheck. Pathetic. It just goes to show she never really cared anyway. You know, in the eyes of Tiff, we're all disposable, right? Yeah, it's all right. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Didn't lose sleep over it. Not going to lose sleep over it. But I moved on, and she started talking about me because she was getting paid, right? We both took care. Coach, you know what that is, Tia. That's Coach J. Coach J is super triggered. Coach J, dude, just give it up, dude. Go spend time with your wife. Create your own content. Don't involve me. It's just time to move on, Coach J. Time to move on. We're at 96 minutes, an hour and 36 minutes. Now an hour and 37 minutes. All right. Yeah, I never heard of Coach J. That's a good thing. It's a great thing. All right, folks. Leaving 47 in the box. 10 thumbs up. Please smash a thumbs up. Please share this out. Please consider getting your channel memberships. If you'd like to donate while we're off the air, you can do it via Cash App or PayPal, or you can go to any pre-recorded video or live stream replay where the super thanks is at. Now on this stream here, the super thanks won't show up probably till tomorrow. It takes time to process, but if you want to send a super thanks, go to the previous live stream and you can send a paid highlighted message in the comments section. It'll be highlighted in the comments section. All right, got to run, folks. Thank you to everyone for being here. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.